When you're working to increase your product sales, how your product is perceived is everything. When you're working to increase your product sales, how your product is perceived is critically important because that's the major indicator of both quality and value. No, it may not actually be everything, but depending upon the category you're in, the price point, your current brand's perception, and a number of other factors, it can be the make or break item that determines whether you make the sale or you don't. I've spent years helping to create and craft brand images for some of the world's largest brands. They understand that if you want the world to believe you when you say you have the highest quality product, well, then you have to show your products in the highest quality light. This means that a company like Harry Winston Jewelers, an account I worked on at J. Walter Thompson Advertising, is sold at a luxury store on Fifth Avenue, not the bargain basement at Woolworth's. And it means that major luxury brands have major luxury websites. And why not? As much as you can spend on a website is still a fraction of the cost of a real brick and mortar store. I'm always amazed by the companies that diminish or just aren't concerned about the quality of their website. Simple fact, far more people in this lifetime are going to visit your website than are ever going to visit your actual store. So no matter how much you spend on a website, you'll be making it back many times over. Contrast this with the flagship stores of the major brands, which almost universally lose money, but not their websites. One of my favorite stories about how perception sells is with the famous classical violinist Joshua Bell. In 2007, in between gigs at Lincoln Center that sold out for hundreds of thousands of dollars or more, and other venues, he decided to pop into the subway in Washington, D.C. Put his violin case down, opened it up, and started playing. He was there for hours and made a total of $52. The story goes that $20 of it was from some guy who actually happened to recognize him. Most people didn't care, most people walked by without even listening. Flash forward about 7 years, and he came back to that subway station, but this time it was announced ahead of schedule. Everybody knew it was him, knew it was a famous and high-value musician, and the place was packed. The point is that most people don't know the difference between medium quality and high quality unless they're either told or somehow made aware. And that's how perception always plays into it. If you put the trappings of a high-quality product, people will believe and assume that what you're selling is of high quality and great value. Now, this is a boon for marketers who want to make that kind of investment and upgrade the quality of their product, or at least the perception of their product. There's no end to stories about things like this. For instance, Ralph Lauren was going after the WASP market, the Brooks Brothers crowd, which he actually wasn't part of. But he did it better than they did, and what happened was he ended up stealing a whole lot of their business. Similar with Timberland boots. Once other company realized how much money was to be made in work boots, well, they got out there and told everybody about their backwoods and frontier heritage as well. Let's move away from fashion and work with a different example. A great American company, Trader Joe's, right? Trader Joe's with their kitschy imagery and their retro graphics. You'd be forgiven if you thought that they were originally founded sometime in the 1800s, possibly in San Francisco, right? Well, nothing could be further from the truth. Even though they certainly worked very hard to project that Americana, they are actually owned by two German brothers who also happen to own Aldi groceries that are opening up across the country as well. All of this goes to show that when you're bringing a product to market, you need to determine what market it's best suited for and tailor your branding and imaging for that market. But this level of work doesn't come out of a box. It's not a template website. It's not a stock art photo layout. This takes some good teamwork and good planning, but the payoff can be tremendous.